What is up, FNF fam? Welcome back to the YouTube channel, and welcome to Son of a Glitch. What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Son of a Glitch. I am here with my friend Tyler.
It is very awesome to be back.
It's great to have you back. We had an amazing show last week on Son of a Glitch. If you missed it, it'll be linked down in the description and at the end of this video, where we talked about our plans, our master plan for WWE 2K18 this year.
Pure genius.
It was a stroke of genius from the mind of Tyler.
What can I say?
And I can't wait for you to assist me in bringing it to life.
Well, I couldn't assist you without you assisting me, so it's kind of equal.
It's really just a great partnership that we've worked out here.
I would say it's golden, but I think it's putting it lightly.
I think so too. And the first thing we're going to talk about today is just a few small updates to things that we thought of after recording last week's episode, and we'll actually respond to a suggestion left in the comments by a fan.
Yeah, because at the end of it, we even said all suggestions we will gladly take into consideration, and someone did leave a comment, which we will be talking about today. And we had even said, I think it was near the end of it, we kept going, oh my god, did we cover everything? Are you sure? Are we all done? And of course, lo and behold, I think it was when I got home that night or the next day, I'm like, oh my god, we forgot something, which obviously we're going to cover today.
Yeah, but just before we get started, to add on to what you said, we actually said probably about 10 times did we cover everything, and to leave your comments and suggestions. So if they didn't get the memo, then they clearly weren't listening.
I didn't want to say we said it that many times because we would look like idiots.
Well, that's how many times we said it. Probably more if you actually counted it out, but I'm just going to go with 10. It's a nice and even number.
Well, to be fair, we both knew it was going to happen regardless.
Well, yeah, that's true. But one of the thing that Tyler texted me about the next day was that we are keeping tag teams together.
And it's not just tag teams, but there could be stables in the game. We're keeping them together as well. The rule that we're going by is what they did last year during the draft, where if you wanted an entire team, you can draft them together unless you want one specific person. But we had talked about it and decided let's just keep all the teams, all the stables together without, messing anything up.
Yeah, so essentially, for example, like Tyler can't draft Jimmy Uso and say, well, screw you, you're not getting the Usos now because I have one of them.
Yeah.
It's not like a Monopoly type deal when you're playing the board game and nobody wants to give up the boardwalk.
Yeah, because, what was it? The only real deal we made about that was Seth Rollins, Dean Ambrose, and Roman Reigns couldn't be drafted together as the Shield.
I mean, that kind of makes sense, though, because they haven't really, other than Ambrose and Rollins now being the Raw Tag Team Champions, they haven't really been together, you know what I mean?
Yeah, like here and there we'd see a little bit of Ambrose and Reigns, a little bit of Rollins and Reigns. Now we have Ambrose and Rollins, but we had discussed in the first episode, we figured they were way better off being separated as singles competitors anyway.
Yeah, and I think that's just because of their solo star power as of now.
They're great as a team, but they're even better as singles competitors.
It's very true. Now, one of the other things that I texted you about a couple days later when I was formulating my draft roster, I had a few questions for you. And one of them was what we were doing with the Bellas. Were we going to draft just Nikki? Were we going to do both of them? So, what came from that, Tyler?
Well, when you had texted me about it, I was thinking about it. I'm like, well, Nikki's only been wrestling for, the past year and a half ever since Brie retired. Because last year at WrestleMania 32 was when Brie had her last match. So we wanted to do this as realistic as possible. So you would think, well, we wouldn't be drafting Brie Bella at all because she's been retired. But when I thought about it, it's like, well, I mean, a year and a half, it won't really hurt because at the same time, going back to the whole team thing, there is a team that I had in mind drafting, but they had split up. What was it? I can't think of the exact month, but sometime in the past, like 6 to 9 months, I want to say they split up. But I figured, well, I mean, they were a team last year. It couldn't hurt to draft them together, so why not do the same thing with Brie? Let's count her in too. So if we want to draft Brie Bella, we can. If we want to draft both Bellas, we can. So time will tell.
Yeah, and I think personally that they could work as a really formidable women's tag team in either of our respective shows. And I can't wait to see which one of us gets either or both of them.
Because keep in mind, something what we discussed in the first podcast was, if we're going to draft a tag team, they don't necessarily have to be 2 guys. It could be 2 females, or 1 guy, 1 girl.
That is very, very true.
It's very true.
The next thing I asked, which we kind of covered at the beginning of the episode, was about stables. And as we kind of previously said, we're going to be keeping all tag teams and stables together. So, I mean, there's not really much else to say about it.
Yeah.
And then the last thing that I asked Tyler was, essentially, when it comes down to it, after a certain point, if all of the women that we both want have been drafted, we're going to continue drafting women until we draft every woman on the roster, just to have them as like extra characters, as either maybe jobbers or just for like random team ups now and again, or just to have them in case we ever want to do anything with them.
And who knows, maybe down the line, like out of nowhere, we could think, well, maybe I could push this female. And same would go with male superstars, because in the last one we had said we're not going to draft every superstar, because there's at least one or maybe a few that me and him will be like, I don't really want him on my show anyway. But we could draft everyone anyway, because like you said, we could use someone for like a tag match or a filler, or if we just need them to do the job for matches.
Yeah. And I think as much as we said, like how we said in the first podcast, that we weren't going to draft every superstar, I feel like this will help really branch out the roster and at least help to have more varying matches.
Right.
So that it's not always just, Dean Ambrose versus, I don't know, Brock Lesnar for like 3 weeks in a row. So that you have, maybe you could have like Dean Ambrose versus Kurt Hawkins 1 week, and just to help fill out your roster. And
I was going to say it would be a miracle if Lesnar showed up 3 weeks straight.
Yeah, that's true. You got me there, Tyler.
It's facts.
It'd be terrible booking on any of our parts if we made him show up more than twice a year.
That's not realistic at all.
It's not realistic at all. Not one bit. And I believe the last thing we have to cover here is a suggestion sent in by a fan.
Thank you, fan.
I don't have his name pulled up right now, but shout out to you. You were the only one other than Tyler to comment on the original podcast, so shout out to you for listening to us. But he asks, essentially, would we ever consider putting creator wrestlers into our brands? And I'm assuming he doesn't mean like just crazy like wrestlers that we think up in our head. I'm assuming what he means is like if I were to go on the community creations and download, say, MVP or maybe Bobby Lashley or something like that, what would we do is what he asked.
And when you texted me about that, I figured, well, I mean, it really couldn't hurt, and we don't necessarily have to draft them. We'll give it time, and say around SummerSlam time, you could tease, there's going to be a big return or something like that, or you don't even have to tease it. They could, like MVP could just randomly show up out of the crowd. He could attack, like John Cena or someone. He'll be in like the main event scene then. Anything can happen.
Yeah, essentially, what's going to happen if we ever decide to use these guys, these creator wrestlers, is that you guys won't see it coming. And there'll be surprises, and we won't draft them on camera or anything. We won't draft them, whatever. They'll just kind of show up. Tyler and I will know about it, obviously, because we're coordinating all this, but it'll be a huge surprise for you guys.
And we want we want to surprise you guys. We want to entertain you guys. We want, you guys to be glued to either your computer screen or your phone screen, whichever you're doing to watch our storylines. We want you guys to love what we're doing, and surprises, entertainment. That's what it's about. It's all for you guys.
And kind of piggybacking off the WWE topic, while we're still here, let's talk about the all the new Create A options that they are putting into WWE 2K18. We saw that trailer drop the other day, the Spotlight series.
Yes.
You've seen it.
Of course.
I've seen it.
You have.
What do you think about it?
I think it's awesome that they're adding all these features. I lost it though when they were showing some of the Create features for Create a Superstar, how you could actually remove certain teeth that you want.
Yeah.
Like they actually have it numbered, tooth 1, tooth 2, tooth 3, and you could remove like the middle teeth. You can remove back teeth. You could only have one tooth if you really wanted to. I don't know why. I thought that was like hilarious.
Yeah, I thought that was funny as well when I saw that. And I like that you can make your person just straight up glow. There's a lot of really cool features in not just Create a Superstar, but in Create an Arena as well that they showed. Like being able to use like a small, like basically high school gym for an arena, or basically like the ECW arena, essentially.
That was crazy to see the Hammerstein Ballroom as an option.
I think it's really going to open up the possibilities, especially the Create an Arena.
Oh, definitely.
Is going to open up the possibilities, especially for what we're doing with our new pay-per-views.
I think it was WWE 13 was the first game that introduced Create an Arena, and we didn't have as much options then because, when they first do something, it's not going to be as big as what it would be in a few years, but even the littlest things from that, I loved it, and every year we were given a little bit more option, little bit more option, little bit more option, and Create an Arena quickly became one of my favorite things about the games because I don't know why, I just love building all those arenas.
I loved building them, but I also loved seeing what the people much more creative than I could come up with.
Oh, definitely.
Like, between the people recreating old wrestling arenas or people making, like, brand new things like Mortal Kombat arenas and just crazy things like that. Like, I have to give a shout out to the people that do that because I have not enough creative, what's the word? I don't have enough of a creative drive, I think, to sit there and upload all those logos and create things so in depth as that.
Yeah, they deserve so much credit for all that because I've seen logos, I've seen arenas. They just blew my mind seeing how accurate they could be.
Yeah, and honestly, like, I'm so glad that this game is continuing to push the Create A modes. Granted, one thing I would like to come back, which I don't think we'll see in this game, unfortunately, is Create a Finisher. Although, those kind of always were wonky, but they were always really, really fun to do.
It was a pain, though, sometimes, because I know if you were doing online matches, like I used to love doing online for like WWE 13 and 2K14. The problem is whenever you were online with someone, they would have like the craziest combo of a finisher, and it would always be the most devastating thing. So if you got caught in that, you were screwed.
I don't remember what game it was. It might have been 2K14. I don't know if it was a glitch or if it was intentional, but I know it was set to like the created finishers always did less damage than normal finishers for some reason.
They did less damage?
I think it was only one of the games. I think it might have been 2K14.
Probably because people were complaining about how the previous game, it was always like super effective. Like,
yeah.
The most dominant way.
Because I remember in 2K14, I remember fighting in a match against our buddy JP, and I remember I was using a created superstar with a created finisher. And I remember I think I hit him with like 6 finishers. And granted, now JP kicks out of everything. But he did tell me after that match that created finishers do a lot less damage than normal finishers.
Which probably explained it.
But even then, JP still probably would have kicked out of 6 regular finishers just because JP's crazy. But like I said, I'm really glad that they're pushing the boundaries for the Create a Superstar and everything. I feel like creative match options are actually more open than ever before, which
Yeah.
is nice.
Uh, yeah, I was watching the video obviously, but I wasn't really paying too much attention to that. But I'm sure once we get the game and I go into it, I'm sure it's going to be really fun getting to set all the settings and how the match would play out. I'm sure that would be awesome.
And it'll also be awesome for us for what we're trying to do.
Of course.
So that, especially the match creator and the create an arena, are going to help us immensely. Did you see in that video they also explained like the new things for like create a video and stuff?
Like the highlight reel and whatnot.
I think that'd be really cool. I don't know exactly how, if we would be able to use it for what we're doing, but I think regardless it'd be fun to use for like your created character and stuff in like my career maybe.
Yeah, because what was it? Like, not even, like, your character for my career. Like, if we downloaded the people for our storylines, like we were just talking about, they wouldn't just have, like, a random superstar Titantron or no Titantron at all, or just, like, the WWE logo. We could actually, use their moveset, some of their taunts, their finishers. We could, set it all for an entrance video, which would really help.
Yeah. That's going to be really fun to mess around with, I think. And I can't wait to be able to mess with it myself.
Unless I just forgot about this, Create a Title's still in, right?
I mean, they haven't said anything about it, but I have to assume that there's no way they would take it out.
Because one thing that I really loved doing, I think it was in the last game, I'll be flat out honest, ever since they debuted the network logo a few years ago as its official logo, I've hated the shit out of it. I hate that logo so much. I love the Scratch logo. So last year, or it was either 2K16 or 2K17, I took my time and took the United States title and the Intercontinental title, and I was doing a lot of editing in Create a Title, and I had it so that all the logos on it were all the Scratch logo. And not to toot my own horn, but I think I did a pretty damn good job doing it because it looked very legit.
I know one thing that I saw, part of that 2K showcase, or not showcase, 2K Spotlight Series video, was that he was like scrolling through different like options for, I believe, like creating a show in universe mode. And I believe one of the things was like the watermark and like the bottom like left hand corner of the screen where it would be the WWE logo. And I think you can change it to the Scratch logo if I'm not mistaken.
I would freaking love that.
So I don't know. We'll see all the different crazy things we can do come October 13th for us because we're getting the deluxe edition,
of course,
and October 17th for everybody else. But I think what we're going to talk about now as a nice segue into other topics other than WWE 2K18.
Of course.
Tyler.
Yes.
What have you been playing?
I have basically been dedicating my life lately to Injustice 2 to get that damn Platinum trophy.
Godspeed, soldier. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you, because, what was it, 2 days ago, I think it was, I finally got the damn ability I've been waiting for. For those who have played Injustice 2 lately, I'm sure you know what ability I'm talking about.
Yeah, and for those of you that don't know, essentially, I'm going to explain this to someone who's literally never played Injustice before.
All right, ahead.
So it might be a little bit of a lengthy explanation. But essentially, in Injustice 2, they added these new things called Mother Boxes, and essentially they drop different gear, different shaders for your characters, and different abilities, and similar things. And the abilities, essentially, when you equip them, they swap out some of your special moves that you can use in-game. And in the trophies, there is a good chunk of them, like at least like 25 of the trophies in the game, are to play as a certain character and beat another certain character with a certain move. And so essentially, it'd be like, oh, I don't know exactly off the top of my head, but it's like, oh, as Batman, defeat Bane with fucking an explosive batarang or some shit.
Yeah.
And so there's that. But the one that my buddy Tyler needed was you had to play as Catwoman and beat Cheetah with the ability known as Catcall. And the problem is is that Catcall is one of the abilities locked behind these mother boxes, which are essentially just loot crates or supply drops, for whatever terminology is better for you guys.
And to be fair, you didn't always have to open mother boxes. Like, abilities would come in them, but in the multiverse, where you could win mother boxes or a lot of points, coins, are like common shaders, which is to change the color of your outfits. You could also win a random ability, and that's what I would do 9 times out of 10 to get an ability. Because sometimes, like I said, I'd get in the mother box.
I'm dying.
You okay?
I'm good. Keep going.
Yeah, you're choking on your water, so to help clear your throat, drink more water.
Mm-hmm.
Logic.
It worked.
Anything can happen on here, folks. But yeah, day after day, I'd be able to get like 2, sometimes 3 abilities in a day. But it was taking forever to get that damn Catcall ability, and it didn't help that I got the Ultimate Edition, which I get all the DLC characters. So every time I downloaded someone, that meant even more abilities were getting in the way. But 2, maybe 3 days ago, I do a multiverse event, and I'm getting the awards. And of course, as soon as I start to think, yeah, whatever, probably random ability, not going to be Catcall, I win the multiverse event. I'm just pressing the X button to get through like all my rewards, and I'm not paying too much attention. I'm like looking at my phone, and it's going by, and when I look up and I see the ability I got, all I saw was Catcall, and at that point I wanted to scream in excitement.
And so instead, what you did was text me while I was at work and say that you got the ability, and then maybe 10 minutes later you sent another text that said it's finally over.
Yes, I did.
And that sorry, you go ahead.
I was doing like a hysterical, crazy, maniacal laugh.
Yeah, and that text totally encapsulated your struggle with Injustice 2, because you've literally been playing that pretty much nonstop for at least like a month straight, probably longer.
Probably way longer than that. But yeah, finally got the platinum, and I'm pretty happy.
I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
Now it's my turn. All I gotta do is get like probably more than half the characters to level 20 still, which is gonna be a grind on its own. But hopefully I can get Catcall within that point in time, but I know for a fact I'm not.
You better.
I hope I do, but I'm sure it's not gonna happen. But so Tyler, that's all you've been playing? You haven't played anything since then?
I mean, when I knew for a fact I had a lot of time to kill until the next multiverse event for a random ability, I would sometimes play another game. Like, I finally got to play episode 3 of Telltale's Guardians of the Galaxy, which was awesome, by the way. The first episode of the new Life is Strange, loved that. I think that was basically it. I still have to get the Telltale Batman Season 2. I still have to get that.
I need to get it as well.
Of course.
So, that's what you've been playing, Tyler?
Yes, and it's funny because before, I'm on my PS4 and I'm like, well, I don't have to play Injustice 2 right now, and it's like, I just want to play other video games. Oh my god, I hate this. Let me get the ability. I want to play other video games. And here I am today. It's like, what am I supposed to play?
Oh god, I know this happened to me too many times.
Yep.
So I have been playing. I've been switching between quite a few games, honestly, Tyler.
What have you been playing?
What have I been playing? Oh god, I've been playing a lot. I've been switching a lot on my PS4 between mainly Destiny 2 and NBA 2K18.
Uh-huh.
I've been doing a lot of VC farming. If you guys want to, you can check out a video I uploaded on the fastest way to earn VC in 2K18. I've been doing a lot of that. Haven't been playing my career much because I really want to farm the VC and get my guy up to a nice overall before I start playing again. I've been playing a lot, like an unhealthy amount of Destiny 2. When I first got it, I honestly I wasn't a huge fan of it. I was like, it's just more Destiny, and I didn't really like Destiny 1. But then, like, 3 or 4 days, I didn't play it, and then I came back, like, maybe was it last Friday or Saturday, I hopped back on the game again. And I literally played for like 8 hours straight, like 3 nights in a row. And I went from like power level 70 and like regular like account level or warlock level like 10 maybe to I'm now warlock level 20 and my power level is like 243 or something like that.
Mother of Jeebus.
Yeah. I believe the max power rank right now is like 305, but once you get past 250, I hear it's like extremely hard to get your power any higher.
Huh.
So between 250 and 305 is a much longer grind than anything before it. But
what else?
What else? I just got a new computer, so I've been playing a few games on that. I have Black Ops 3 for it. I've been playing a lot of custom zombies. I also got Forza Horizon 3 for free for owning it on Xbox One, which is nice.
Yeah.
I decided to start the story mode over again though, because I literally am like level like 600 and something on that game. Like I played that game a very unhealthy amount.
It sounds like it.
And so I decided to start over because I literally own like every car in the game on my Xbox Live account or on my Xbox One. So I decided to start the story over. I've been playing that just a wee bit.
Just a wee bit.
Just a wee bit. And then really the only other thing I've been playing is every now and then, like maybe once every 3 or 4 days, I keep trying to do that damn Infinite Warfare Zombies Easter egg. And I'm so bad at that Easter egg. I don't know why.
It's just not meant to be.
But I'm so close to the platinum on that game, and it just really pisses me off. Because at this point, all I really need to do is the Zombies in Spaceland Easter egg, and then there's like 3 more zombies related trophies that I could just... I haven't even looked up how to do them, because I just want to get the Easter egg done first, and then I'll figure the rest of it out.
You don't have anybody else with the game that could help you with it?
My buddy Mark has the game, but I tried to get him to help me once, and... Not that he's not bad, but it's just hard explaining to someone the steps of the Easter egg and what to do when they have no clue like any of the steps of the Easter egg. You know what I mean?
No offense, Mark.
Obviously, no offense to Mark. My son Mark, I've been best friends with him for 10 years now, more than 10 years, and it's just. It's not even just Mark, it's anybody. Like, if I tried to go on and explain to some random the steps to do the Easter egg, he'd be like, what the fuck are you talking about? And I'd be like, you gotta build the SETICOM. What do you mean, what am I talking about? You don't know what the SETICOM is? And he'd be like, bruh.
Do you know what the SETICOM is?
He'd be like, do you know what meth is? And I'd be like, do I know what meth is?
Do you?
That's a question for another time, Tyler. Yeah, but essentially that's what I've been playing. I've been switching between those 5 games mainly, but most of my time has been in Destiny 2 and NBA.
I still have some games I have to go back to.
Like what?
It's been a while since I've played Borderlands 2. I still have to get back to that.
Borderlands 2.
Yeah, I still have to start the pre-sequel because I got the Handsome Collection about a year ago. What else? I've been wanting to do another playthrough of Tales from the Borderlands because that ending was freaking epic as hell.
I wouldn't know. I'm only like halfway through the game.
I'd get through it. That's an automatic platinum basically.
I know, dude, but like
you go for it.
I think I deleted the game, honestly.
Why?
I still have my save, but I needed space for Destiny 2.
Oh my god. Do you have space on it right now?
I don't know, maybe.
Okay, well, while we're doing this podcast, I want you to turn your PS4 back on, and if you have room, you're going to re-download it.
But then I gotta go on Steven's account. He might be online. This might be a problem.
Oh my god. Okay. See, anything could happen on this podcast, folks. Look, I'm gonna go on my PlayStation app. I'm gonna see if our friend is online. And if he's not, you're gonna go on, you're gonna download it.
Guys, don't tell Shuhei Yoshida, but I game share with someone else. See, look, my PlayStation's not even connected to the internet. How much garbage is that?
You're good. He's not on.
But my PlayStation's not even connected to the internet for some
Connect
reason.
to the internet.
Kid, this isn't my fault.
I'm not a kid.
Well, neither am I.
Anyway, I still want to go through that again. What else? I think there were games that I downloaded that were free on PlayStation Plus. I still gotta play.
Infamous Second Son.
I already platinumed that.
Oh yeah.
What was it? Yeah, that was one of the 5 games that I platinumed while I was on my vacation 2 years ago. I love platinum trophies.
Okay.
So you still have it.
Confirmed at E3. I don't need to re-download the game.
There you go. What else? What else do I gotta go back to? I still have to start the what is it? Marvel Superheroes Omega, I think it is, or
that was pretty fun. The only complaint I have is essentially, even though it's a free-to-play game, you can really only pick like 5 or 6 heroes of like the 40 on the roster.
You eventually start to unlock them, I think.
You can, but like if you want to start off with someone that's not those 6 people, you have to put money into it. Like real money.
I mean, you could download Daredevil for free. And because you have PlayStation Plus, you get 2 versions of them.
That's true. I did do that, but I think I only figured that out after I had already leveled up Hulk quite a bit, so I played as Hulk.
Oh boy.
But I never finished it.
You're gonna have to soon enough.
I mean, I want to, but you see, there's too many games I'm focused on right now, and there's also too many games coming out.
Fair enough.
So I don't really know what's gonna happen.
What else? I still gotta freaking platinum the PS4 version of Dead Island Riptide. I'm 2 trophies away, and I did start it a few weeks ago with somebody that I met in one of those like group discussion threads on the PS4 about it.
Yeah.
But he was useless.
Damn, why do people have to be so useless?
You want to get the game and help me?
If I wasn't poor.
Could always steal it.
We know too many people that work at GameStop.
That's true.
And if it ever happens, they're gonna hear this and know to come looking for us.
But we wouldn't actually steal, though.
What do you mean we wouldn't steal?
If we were gonna steal, why would we announce it on here?
But we just did.
Exactly.
7?
Sure. Anyway.
So I think essentially at this point, I think it's a good time to transfer into what I would call probably the topic of the show.
What is that?
That is our obsession with PlayStation Network trophies.
Bruh.
If video games... Now, see, this is going to be a terrible analogy, first of all. But if, as you said last week on the podcast, video games are our crack.
It is.
So if video games are our crack, then trophies are like our meth. And I don't know what that analogy really means, because I'm pretty sure they're both as addictive as each other.
Are they this? No, they're not the same thing, are they?
No, they're not the same.
Okay.
But I think that they are both just as addictive as each other.
Yeah.
So it's probably a terrible analogy, but what we're trying to say is that we're addicted to video games, but trophies...
Even more so, trophies.
Even more so. And now, I wouldn't say that I've been on the level of, like... Well, I mean, I guess this is kind of hypocritical. But I was going to say, I'm not really on the level of, like, buying Hannah Montana the game, which is, like, easily considered one of the easiest platinum trophies.
Yeah, but something like that is embarrassing, and I know exactly where you're going with this.
I was going to say it's hypocritical, though, because I bought My Name is Mayo.
So did I. But, to be fair, when you look at it, it's like, what in the living hell is this? And all you do is click a jar of mayonnaise, and I don't know about you, but when I started doing it, when I spent that $1 and I started, air quote, playing the game, I just lost it. Like, I couldn't stop laughing, so I got enjoyment out of it.
To be fair, the Hannah Montana game, you actually have to put some sort of time investment in. Where My Name is Mayo, I think I platinumed it in like less than 30 minutes.
It's like a half hour, I think.
Yeah. As long as you know to keep switching the costume to further the quest lines, in air quotes.
It took me a little more than a half hour, maybe like 40 minutes, just because after a while I'm like, okay, what am I supposed to do? I had to look stuff up. I'm like, oh, okay, I switched to this, blah, blah, blah. So, if you know exactly what to do, it'll be a half hour. If you need a little time, 40, 45 minutes at most.
Yeah. Now, so I mean, I've done that. But
we both have done that.
I haven't done anything similar to that. I mean, I've played games that are essentially like kind of easy platinums. Like on PlayStation Now, I platinumed Cars 2 and Cars Race-O-Rama.
To be fair, you had a reason to platinum that to begin with because your nephew wanted to play them.
That's true.
And the trophy list was already on there, and you figured, all right, might as well finish it.
Yes, that's true. But at the same time, I could have just left it and been like, well, a normal person would have left it and been like, no, who cares?
I mean...
But a trophy connoisseur as myself was like, I need this.
To be fair, I can kind of relate because I want to say 6.5 years ago, I decided to play Toy Story 3 because my little brother had it. And I'm like, well, I mean, screw it, why not? It gives me the nostalgia feeling, which at the same time, I was a hypocrite because I think Jeremy was saying he wanted to play it, and I'm like, why though? It's like a little kid's game. But then there I was a few months later playing it, so I'm a hypocrite. But, I mean, at least it did bring back nostalgia feeling and whatnot, and I ended up platinuming that.
Speaking of nostalgia,
What do we got?
probably one of my proudest platinums.
I know exactly what you're going.
Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy. I platinumed all 3 games in the trilogy.
Didn't you get them all in like a week?
Yeah, I did it in literally like less than a week after the game came out. And granted, in my defense, I was... Wait.
Not to interrupt, but I'm going to tell you right now because I will forget later. You can pre-order the Crash Funkos at GameStop.
Yeah, I just saw that on Facebook
Okay.
maybe an hour or two ago.
I forgot to tell you that the other day.
Which I will be doing as soon as the next time I get to GameStop.
Oh, I know that.
But
Even the exclusive one you could pre-order.
sweet. But I was gonna say I think I was recovering from surgery at that time, but I was not. So I don't have any excuses. I was gonna defend myself by saying I was recovering from surgery, so I had nothing to do with play, but that's a lie. Because I didn't get surgery yet.
To be fair, you grew up with those games, so you were dying to play them that bad.
Oh, I was dying to play them, dude. But I platinumed all 3 of them in less than a week. And let me tell you, the first one was fucking difficult. Just getting through the levels normally wasn't too bad, but going back for the relics, oh my god.
Didn't they actually make these remasters harder than the originals?
It depends on how you look at it. Because what they did was because basically each of the 3 original games had a different like mechanic for jumping. So like in the first one, Crash could jump, like his arc was farther, so he could jump farther, but he didn't jump as high. And then in the second one, he jumped a little bit higher, but he like fell to the ground faster, or something like that. And then in the third one, it was like kind of like a middle ground between the first and second. So it was like you could jump like medium length and medium height kind of. And so what they did for the remaster is they just kind of used the jumping mechanics from 3 for all 3 games. But since the first 2 games, when they were originally designed, they obviously had like the corresponding jumping mechanics in mind. So some of the levels were a little bit more difficult with like some of the longer jumps in some of the games, but it really only became a problem during time trials for the relics.
Oh yeah, I remember you telling me about that.
And the thing that I had more of a problem with was like some of the hitboxes were a little bit wonky, because for whatever reason they decided to give platforms like circular hitboxes instead of flat like square hitboxes. So a lot of times you could like land on the edge of something and slide right off because it was circular instead of a square, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
And a lot of enemies had much bigger hitboxes for no reason, and I don't know why. But I know a lot of times I would like not even touch an enemy and I would still get hit. And that also caused a lot of problems during time trials. But there were a couple of levels, like namely the high road, that literally, no joke, took me like 8.5 hours straight of trying to just to get the gold relic.
Was that the last one you had to do?
No, because I went in order.
Oh.
of the levels, and this level is only like, I think it's like the second or third level in like the third world, but it was not good, Tyler.
I believe it.
It was fun in a sense that I was playing Crash Bandicoot in 4K, but it was not fun in the sense that I was about to not have a 4K TV anymore.
I'm sure I spent more than 8.5 hours combined trying to get that damn cat call ability. So.
Oh no, definitely.
Yeah. So
but
don't feel too bad.
I platinumed those. That was amazing. A real nostalgia trip, if you ask me. But trophies, I think I kind of downplay the problem, because I'm definitely obsessed to play. I'm obsessed enough to play games that I hate that I know are easy platinums.
Such as
Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 5.
You shit on that game so much.
Arguably one of the worst games to come out for the PS4 and Xbox One.
I understand why you shit on it. I will say that.
And for some reason, now I don't know. This was maybe a month and a half ago. I decided has a pretty easy platinum list, at least from just reading the trophies.
Yeah.
But when you actually play the game, you realize how hard it is because the game sucks. It's so glitchy. The frame rate is complete trash. You would think that I was trying to play this game on I don't even know, like an Atari. The frame rate's just so garbage.
Are you still gonna try to get it?
Probably not. Because the last regular level in the story has some of the most insane goals that you need to hit to get a 6 score, and it's just not even fun at that point. It's just all rage inducing.
And it's bad. It's bad when someone who absolutely loves skateboarding, loves the Tony Hawk games, and even he shits on it because you were saying how even Josh was shitting the game as well.
Yeah. I don't know if I don't remember if the way Josh streamed it, you might still be able to find it in his past broadcasts on his Twitch channel, but it was literally just Josh and I taking turns shitting on the game.
Please tell me you were actually broadcasting the gameplay and you were complaining every time something happened.
Yeah. and JP was there trying to defend it, but he knew that it was a losing battle either way. And I remember distinctly, if Josh ever watches this, I'm sure he'll know exactly what I'm talking about. But there was one point where Josh and I were both complaining about how many glitches are in the game. And the JP's like, no, I've really never had any glitches happen to me. And then at that exact moment, some crazy-ass glitch happened where he just, he was just, skating along, and then, I think his board, phased through the level or some shit, and he, lost, a million-point combo or something crazy. And then Josh and I just started laughing. We were like, oh, yeah, you never experienced a glitch in this game, huh?
Wait, didn't you say when that happened? It was Josh who was like, there, right there, it happened.
Yeah. But
I just imagine Josh is probably listening to this right now and he's just getting so triggered at the thought of the game. Sorry, Josh.
It's understandable. It's a really bad game.
I'm just imagining him freaking out at that glitch, as that perfect timing happened.
Yeah. Honestly, I haven't platinumed it, but I would highly consider platinuming Destiny 2. The only thing I think that would take a really long time is you essentially have to get each subclass for each regular class, which takes some time. It would essentially be I very recently just got the last subclass for the Warlock, which is the class that I play as normally. So I would assume it would take about roughly just as many hours to acquire the subclasses for the other classes. So I would assume, a rough estimate, I might have already put 60 hours in the game. So I'd have to do that twice again.
You can do it.
I could do it.
It's just time consuming.
It's just time consuming.
That's what we hate when it's an easy platinum, but it's so freaking time consuming. I know we keep going back to this, but Injustice 2, it's an easy platinum. It really is, but it's so freaking time consuming because of that ability.
Absolutely.
And well, I would say also leveling up all the characters, but if you have a good strategy going, because you could just have the AI fight for you, if you just keep doing that, they level up fast in no time. So,
especially if you have a boosting partner.
yeah, it's like that's what we've been doing. We the first time we were boosting, it was for both of us, and long story short, I have no patience at all. So I actually forked over money to level up almost all of the rest of the characters I needed to get to level 20. Except for one, because you yourself have to level up the final character to get the trophy. But, yeah, the last 2 times that we were doing it, we were boosting so your characters could level up.
Yeah. And even still, like, I think probably more than half of the fighting roster I still have is, like, around level 5. And I think I only have maybe around half of them level 20. Probably less than half.
You can do it. We can do it.
I'll get it done eventually. I was also going for the... I was going to platinum for the second time Uncharted Drake's Fortune, the PS3 version, on PlayStation Now.
You were going to?
I still could, but I got angry at some point when I'm playing on Crushing at this point.
That difficulty is pretty hard.
And I'm kind of stuck in this one part that I got mad at, and I haven't played since then.
Didn't they make it a tad bit easier on the PS4 version?
I think for the first one they like redid the shooting the shooting and aiming mechanics. I don't know exactly what they did to them, but they made it more on par with Uncharted 2 and 3. So I don't know if maybe that's what it has to do with.
Maybe.
There also is like a type of latency and delay on the PlayStation Now version just because of the fact that you're streaming the game. So I mean, all these factors just kind of add up together.
What you call it? Can we talk about how it angers you when you get screwed out of a platinum you know it can get by the simplest trophy?
Let me tell you, well, maybe not by the simplest trophy, but let me tell you about getting screwed out of platinums, Tyler. The infamous, not the game infamous,
yeah,
the infamous game of Grand Theft Auto 5 on both PS3 and PS4, I swear to God.
How many times combined? Tell them right now.
At least 10. Probably
10?
Way more than that. Like, probably 15 to 20.
That is more than the last time you told me. You told me like 6 the last time.
I think, well, maybe it's like 10.
I was going to say, are you over-exaggerating when you say like 15?
Yeah, but like 10 is probably pretty realistic, to be honest with you. Because what happened was, okay, the first time I played through on PS3.
Go through your PS3 run first.
Okay, this is going to be a real long one, guys. You better strap in, get some popcorn, get something, because this is going to be a long one. All right. So PS3, the very first time I played through the campaign, I am very, very careless with my money. I spend literally, somehow, every single dollar that all 3 characters have.
All of it?
Like, I think everyone had like less than a couple $100.
Oh.
But I don't know what the hell I was even buying. Like, I think I literally, I don't know what the hell I did, to be honest with you. But so then when it came to setting up the last mission, I didn't have enough money, because I guess this is spoilers for GTA 5 before I go any further. But I didn't have enough money to customize the gauntlets, because you need to pay, I think, $11,000 for like $11,000 each for like 3 different gauntlets to upgrade their like chassis and wheels and stuff for like to prepare you for the last mission. And none of my characters, even if I combined their money, which you can't do, I still had less than like $2,000. So I had no choice but to restart, because I did every single side mission up to that point. The only thing I could have done was like I could have like maybe drove around and waited for bank trucks to spawn and steal the money, but even then it's only a couple thousand at a time, and I would have had to do it probably at least like 6 or 7 times, and I didn't have the patience for that. So I restarted the game, and keep in mind, this entire time I'm thinking I'm gonna platinum this game.
So that's one.
The second time, I believe I finished the game, the normal story mode, and then at some point while I was doing the like end game stuff, like I don't remember if it was the UFO parts or if it was the stunt jumps or something, but my save file corrupted on my PS3.
That's 2.
And then I was doing the stunt jumps. Now this was my third playthrough because I had to start over again completely. Finished the game doing the stunt jumps, okay, and I encounter a glitch. I finish all the stunt jumps, and it still says that there's one remaining. Now I freak out. I'm like, no, there's no way I missed one. This is impossible. So what I do is what anyone else would do, is I go and do them all again to make sure I really didn't miss one.
And there's how many?
50. So I do all 50 again, and it still says that I'm missing one. I look it up. Apparently, there's a glitch with the stunt jumps, and it says that you basically have no choice but to restart the game and turn autosave off so it doesn't happen again.
That's 3.
So I restart. I don't even remember how far I get into this playthrough, but I remember there was one day where I was getting real pissed off. At this point, I didn't want to play the story mode. Every single time I would just hop on GTA, it would be to play online, and I would have to sit through like the very beginning of like the prologue cutscene for like a good like month and a half. And then eventually I'm like, okay, there was one day I just sat down and for like 12 hours straight I just was like, okay, I'm going to brute force my way in through the campaign. I don't remember if I finished it, but I got pretty close to the end. And then I forgot that I had autosave turned off. So then, turn off my PS3, or maybe I don't know if I turned off my PS3 or if I went online. But something happened, and then I come back the next day, and I get the prologue cutscene again, and I'm like, fuck! I was pissed.
That's 4.
And then, I didn't even... The only thing I did at this point, which I will count this as one of the times, but all I did was I did the prologue mission just so that I wouldn't have to like skip that cutscene every time I would start up to play online. So I did the first mission and then didn't play again. And then my PS3 game disc broke. I don't know what happened. It just wouldn't work anymore. The PS3 wouldn't read the disc. There was nothing I could do. Traded the game in. Sorry, GameStop. You got a broken disc. So then, eventually at some point down the line, I borrow the game for PS3 off my friend Junior. I don't think I play into the campaign that much, but...
This is 5, right?
I believe so. But then he asks for it back. And I'm like, well, shit. So I have to give it back to him, so I give it back to him. And then... It's around this time that they announced the game for PS4. And I'm like, hey, I have a PS4. That's great. So I delete the game I delete the save file off my PS3 because I'm like, I'm just going to get it for PS4.
That's 5.
Get it for PS4. Now, I don't remember the order of how these things go on PS4. But I know one time I did the stunt jump thing again. I forgot to turn off autosave, and the thing... Fucking shut up, Windows 10. I did the stunt jump glitch again. Said one remaining. I was pissed. Had to start over, turn off autosave.
That's 6.
Then at some point, at 2 different times, I didn't have PlayStation Plus, and I replaced the hard drive on my PS4 to a 2 terabyte. So from the regular 500 gigabyte to a 2 terabyte. I don't have PlayStation Plus, so I can't upload my save to the cloud, so my save goes bye-bye.
That's 7.
And then I know this... see, like I said, I don't know the order that these go in. But then when I got my PS4 Pro, I also didn't have PlayStation Plus, so I still couldn't upload my save to the cloud. So I switched my... Now, see, I had the great idea. I thought I was smarter than PlayStation. I said, hey, the PlayStation 4 Pro comes at a 1 terabyte. I want my 2 terabyte. I'm just going to pull out the 1 terabyte, put in the 2 terabyte, and it's going to function great. It didn't. I needed to reinstall the system software. Because I guess, for safety reasons, it makes sense why they would want you to do this. But every time you put a new hard drive in the PS4, even if it was in another PlayStation, it needs you to reinstall the system software. So I get screwed, essentially. It wipes my 2 terabyte hard drive. I need to re-download everything. But along with it goes my GTA 5 save.
That's 8.
There's also a point in here where I delete the game and the save because I need to make room for some other game that I was excited for.
That's 9.
And then I think that might be it, maybe.
So 9 times?
Yeah, so essentially 9 times. 9 different times I got screwed out of the GTA 5 Platinum across 2 platforms. And I think right now my percentage is still not even very impressive. It's like maybe 60%.
Not including DLC?
I think, I really don't know. I don't even know when the last time I earned a trophy on this game was. 44%. Oh, 51%, not including the DLC. So I'm essentially halfway there, in air quotes. Oops, I just accidentally hit the mic. Sorry, everybody. But, so 51%, but that's technically not halfway through, because all the other things I still need to do on here essentially are going to be way more time consuming than anything I've already done. At least I think so. But, so that's a game that I need to platinum.
Well, even though you constantly get screwed out of it, at least you can still try to get it, because there are 2 games that I can never get the platinum for, and I'm 1 trophy away from both of them.
I know which one of them is.
Which one?
UFC 2000 and it's either 9 or 10. It's 9. 10?
Anyway. 2 straight UFC games.
Damn it. It was both of them. What a trick question.
It's UFC Undisputed 2010 and UFC Undisputed 3. Now, the reason that I can never get the platinum... Well, actually, before I get to that, the only trophy that I needed for UFC Undisputed 2010, online mode, you had to get certain number of wins, which I did. The most you had to get was 100, and I got to that, just because I kept going into lobbies and trying to find people that had very shitty records, so I knew I had a chance, because I'm not good online. But the only trophy that I needed was called Olympic Mixed Martial Artist. An online exhibition, obtain all types of gold medals. Now, nowadays, I could have easily have boosted that with our friend Jeremy, because we are still able to go online and boost stuff for UFC Undisputed 2009, but there's no way of getting it for 2010. I'm going to get to that in a minute as to why. But the next game was UFC Undisputed 3. What did I need? The only trophy I needed was Online Journeyman, which was play 500 or more ranked online matches. I didn't have to win, I just had to play them. So my strategy was, as soon as the fight started, I would forfeit, because that would count as a full match, so that would make it go quicker. Now, like I said, 2010 I could have boosted with our friend Jeremy. Undisputed 3 I could have easily gotten, I just needed a lot of time with that. I think I was halfway there to 500 fights, but the reason I can never get them is because the online servers were ran by its company. And you may be wondering, well, which company was that? THQ.
RIP.
The company that went bankrupt in 2013, I think?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, so servers went down, and can never get them. I'm 1 trophy away from both of them. And the only reason why 2009 still those servers were still up, at least the last time that me and Jeremy were boosting stuff a few years ago. That's because THQ wasn't in charge of those servers, so that's probably why.
Yeah, that sucks. I mean, I have a similar trophy story to that. Not on the UFC games, but a game that, at least to my knowledge, the servers have been shut down on. I mean, even if they aren't, I still can't get it at this point anyway. But that game, my friends, is Skate 2. Now, not on my current account, but what would have been my first platinum ever in the world of the PlayStation Network. What would have been Skate 2 way back in the day. Me and my buddy Mark, shout out to Mark again, we used to play this thing all the time. Like, no joke, it was probably like the second or third game I ever got for my PS3, and it was Mark and I, like, on weekends, all we used to do was swap between Modern Warfare 2 and Skate 2, and we would just play those back and forth for hours upon hours. And there was only 2 trophies that I needed on that account to get the platinum. And now keep in mind, I played this game so much that at that point I couldn't give any less of a crap about trophies. I didn't care about them at all. We just played so much that we happened to unlock every single trophy just because of all the screwing around we would do. Except 2. And one was to complete every online free skate challenge as your created skater. And now we were well on our way to doing this. But essentially what you would have to do is there was like online locations that you could select to go to, and each of them had like a set list of like, I don't know, between like 8 and like 14 different challenges that you would have to do with at least one other person, and you just basically had to do it as your created skater, because in online you could skate as regular pros or your created skater. And we were on our way to doing that, and I believe we were extremely close. Like, we only needed to fill out like the list on like maybe 2 or 3 more locations, and then the only other trophy we needed was to reach like online ranked like legendary status or something like that. And the only reason we never did that, well, did either of those trophies, is because it was around that point that Skate 3 came out. And so, as you would imagine, we moved on to Skate 3 and we didn't spend nearly as much time on Skate 3 as we did Skate 2, but we definitely still spent a shit ton of time on Skate 3. Didn't get as close to the platinum as Skate 2, but according to, at least from what I remember, I tried to sign on like maybe a year and a half ago maybe, and I believe, unless maybe it was just like a shitty day that I tried, I believe the Skate 2 online servers are shut down, at least for like the ranked playlists, which is kind of sad. It would have been nice to go back and platinum that.
I mean, at least it wasn't 2 straight games.
That's true. Although I think the Skate 3 servers are going to get shut down soon-ish, so it might be 2 straight games.
Well, I mean, I'm sorry.
I've platinumed The Walking Dead Season 1 on PS4 and PS3.
Same here.
And I've also platinumed The Walking Dead Season 3 on PS4.
Of course.
And if Season 2 were to have a goddamn platinum, Telltale, I would have it.
We're talking to you.
I can't really blame them for it, to be honest. I feel like it's Sony's fault. I'm calling you out, Shuhei Yoshida.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Okay, here's a good question. What is the most number of platinums you got in the same calendar year?
I don't know the number off the top of my head, but if I had to guess... Are you asking what year is it, or how many?
How many platinum trophies you got in the same calendar year? Like the most you got in the same calendar year.
I'd have to do some research on this.
Because I can tell you right now, it is probably nowhere near as much as I did.
Definitely not. You have way more platinums than I do, just in sheer number anyway, so...
I know.
In the same calendar year as... So from January to January? Like January 1st to December 31st?
Yes.
Okay. Probably only like 4, maybe 5, if that.
Yeah, I have a lot more than that.
Let me guess, yours is like 20 something, like 26.
The most platinum trophies I got in the same calendar year was 20, and it was last year.
My son.
Yeah. Let me see. It was these are the platinum trophies that I got last year, same calendar year. It was Grim Fandango Remastered, Lego Batman 3. I already had that platinumed. Lego, what was it? Lego Marvel's Avengers, Bully, Captain America Super Soldier, The Amazing Spider-Man 2, Dead Island Definitive Edition, Goosebumps the Game, Lego Marvel Superheroes, the Lego Movie video game, Tales from the Borderlands, sorry. Wolfenstein The New Order, The Deadly Tower of Monsters, Everybody's Gone to the Rapture, My Name is Mayo, Batman Return to Arkham, Arkham Asylum, Uncharted 1, 2, and 3 Remastered, Batman the Telltale Game, and I think that was it. I think that's all I got.
I lost count because Little Todd's rapping at the door, but...
Josh, please take out Snowball.
Okay, I will in a minute.
You have to edit that out.
Can you lock the door too? So I lost count, but
I have to edit that out.
essentially, it's more than I thought it would be, but it's still not close to you. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, no, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, 9. We got 9.
You're almost there.
So those were, and mine are almost all kind of easy. So it kind of makes me seem like not very good. But regardless, and the year was 2014.
Good year.
So we had Minecraft PlayStation 3 edition. Nice little story behind that. My friends Junior and Isaac really wanted me to play Minecraft. I said, no, I don't like Minecraft. They said, what can we do that will make you play with us? And I said, jokingly, make a world that will get me the platinum in less than like 2 hours. Because they had been playing the game. This was like right when it came out on PS3. They had been playing the game for like a week and a half straight. Like that was the only thing they would play. And it took them like a week and a half to get the platinum. And I was like, build a world that will get me the platinum in 2 hours. And I'll play for those 2 hours, and that'll be it.
Which they did.
And they did. They really impressed me. And then we have The Walking Dead Season 1 on PS3. We have WWE 2K18. We have Infamous Second Son. We have Counter-Strike Global Offensive for the PlayStation 3. I'm sure many of you didn't even know that existed for PS3, but it did. Very terrible game. In terms of, at least the PS3 version. And the only reason I have this platinum is because I found out you could do all the trophies against bots.
Huh.
Which was cool. Then we have The Amazing Spider-Man 2, the video game.
That was a good game.
Then we have Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2.
Was that 2014?
Yes, it was. It was, in fact, September 12th, 2014.
Huh. Anthony's birthday.
Happy birthday, Anthony. On September 12th, 2014. Then we have Call of Duty Black Ops 1 for the PlayStation 3, and I just... Okay, whatever. Oops, hit the wrong thing. That was 10/10/2014.
10.
And then we have Saints Row the Third, and this was the last platinum I got that year. And it was on October 18th. So between October 18th and December 31st, I did not get a platinum. Modern Warfare 3 probably could have been that year if JP didn't screw me out of it.
Way to go, Jeremy.
Let's see. Maybe? I don't remember. I'm still going to say it's JP's fault. I mean, a couple of trophies left over, like I would have had to get on my own, but JP and I were supposed to go through and do all the Spec Ops missions together. And he went along and did pretty much all of them without me, except for like 2 of them. And the only 2 he didn't do without me were the ones that you needed a co-op person for. So thanks, JP.
Thanks for being related to Earl Hebner.
I'll forever have that 89 on my trophy list.
Not forever. Soon enough, I think you'll have it.
With what, PS3?
You said eventually down the line you would want to get a PS3 again.
Yeah, I do, but still. Yeah, but other than that, I mean, in the same calendar year, yeah, we have 9. Which isn't bad.
One little thing that I am proud to say, in 2014, Murdered Soul Suspect came out, and I don't care what anybody says, I love that game. I don't know, there's something about it, I love that game. I got that game, and after only like a few days of me playing it, I got the platinum, very easy. I got it June 8th, 2014. Then, about a year later, I'm like, you know, I really miss playing that game. And I figured I had gotten my PS4 later that year in 2014. So, 2015, I'm like, I missed that game. Well, I can get it again and I could re-platinum it. And like I said, I platinumed the PS3 version on June 8th, 2014. I platinumed the PS4 edition on June 8th, 2015.
That is impressive. I'm not even gonna lie.
Well, it's funny because I think it was like mid-May I had got it for PS4. And then when I realized I was very close to like the 1-year mark from when I platinumed it, I'm like, I'm gonna wait to play it. Just because I really wanted it to line up like that.
Tyler,
What?
would you like to hear the inspirational story of my journey for the Platinum Trophy on Call of Duty Black Ops 3? I know you know about this outside of what I'm about to say on the podcast. But this one is probably one of the Platinums I've sunk the most time into. And it makes me so sad that I still, to this day, don't have it. I'm 1 trophy away. I've literally been 1 trophy away for, like, literally, no joke, close to a year, probably. And that makes me a really, really sad person.
If it helps, it makes me a sad person that I actually got the game to begin with. Because fuck Black Ops 3.
It's been more than a year. The last trophy I earned on this game was July 20th, 2016. So more than a year I've been searching for the illustrious trophy that I can't remember the name of right now. But it's essentially for earning all the decorations in the Black Ops 3 campaign. And you're like, wow, that sounds cool. Or easy. And let me tell you.
It's not?
It's not. You're right. You're right. Tyler's right. It's not. Not only is it not easy, but it's time-consuming as shit. It's annoying. It is time-consuming to the point where it's not fun anymore. It stopped being fun after like the first time I had to play through the campaign.
Do you even have anybody to do it with?
I don't even need a co-op partner at this point. I literally just need to get like a certain... Well, I think I told you about this. But we'll get to that eventually. I'm going to hold off on that for now. But essentially, I can't even remember all of them off the top of my head. But everything you need to do, like, there's 12 different decorations, okay? And oddly enough, the 12th one is for earning all the other ones.
Of course.
But the 11... I just hit the mic again. The 11 are, if I can remember a good majority of them. One is to beat the campaign on realistic difficulty. And if you don't know what that is, essentially you have 1 point of health. You get hit with anything, you're dead. You could get, like, YY no-scoped with a pistol across the entire level, you're dead. You get hit with a flashbang, you're pretty much dead. Somebody looks at you wrong, you're dead. Somebody whispers in your ear, you're dead. It's over for you. So you gotta beat the campaign on realistic, Tyler. Then, to make matters worse, they want you to beat the campaign on veteran without dying.
No.
Now, granted, what makes it slightly more forgiving, if you could say that, is that,
Slightly.
let's say I'm 4 missions into the campaign on Veteran, and I die on the 4th mission. I don't need to restart the entire campaign, I just need to restart the 4th mission.
Oh.
But it's still annoying as balls. Because, as you can imagine, going through any Call of Duty on Veteran without dying, that's bullshit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Especially the last level. The last level was a complete bullshitness of bullshit.
Like when I unfortunately got the game 2 years ago, it was pretty easy on Veteran. I'm not gonna lie, like the campaign, but that last level, fuck that last level,
Fuck the last level.
fuck it hard.
I didn't even really have that much trouble until I got to the last level, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
But fuck the last level. So there's that. You have to earn every single camo and attachment on every single weapon in the campaign, which isn't too bad, except for the weapons that suck. And you also have to do it for the fucking rocket launchers, which was fun. What else must you do? You have to unlock every accolade in every level, which I think there's 10 or 15 accolades, which are essentially challenges in every level, and you have to complete every single one of them for every level. And there are things like, oh, get through this level without dying, or get through fucking, like, earn like 125,000 score, or kill 10 robots with 1 grenade throw, or I don't know, stuff like that. What else kind of stupid things you have to do? You have to finish the like simulation training program with a certain score. You have to do all this mumbo jumbo, find all the collectibles, all that crazy stuff. But the one I still need, well, technically 2 more, because like I said, there's one for unlocking all the other ones. But the only one I don't have is to complete all the challenges. And this is the part that's really making me angry at this point. I've already sunk more than like a week of total playtime into the campaign alone. And it makes me very angry because at this point I need like 5 challenges maybe. And they're all things like, oh, get like 500 kills with an electrostatic discharge, or get like 300 kills with this certain ability, or kill like 300 enemies using the control like cybercores or whatever. And let me tell you, the numbers for these things are not tracking well at all. Because I went into this one level, the level I've been using to boost all the other, not boost really, but there's one level in particular in the campaign where if you don't do the objective, you can just stand there and keep killing a bunch of enemies. And it's great because there's also an ammo crate right in the back, so you can just keep regenerating all your ammo. It's great. It's amazing. So I go in this level, I remember all the things that I have to do, all the challenges I need to do. I literally get like 500 kills each, with each different type of thing I need to do to get these challenges. Now keep in mind, when you complete challenges, they don't pop up till the end of the level. So just to be sure, I do like 300 to 500 with each of these things. So I end this mission with like literally 3,000 kills, and I get none of the challenges. And I'm like, if I go into the challenge menu and I don't need like 1 or 2 more for all of these, I'm gonna cry. I went in the menu and only like 20 something kills tracked for each thing.
You cried, didn't you?
So I needed like 300, and I got like 500 for each thing, and it literally counted like 25. I don't know if there's any way that I did something wrong. Is that even
maybe?
But it's not even like, it's not a glitch. I'm still killing enemies. You know what I mean?
I mean, people could have been using that method and they found out and they patched it.
But that still doesn't make any sense, dude.
I mean, you never know.
I'm gonna fight David Vonderhaar if that's what happens. But it just makes me so mad. I haven't even tried to do it since like probably like July. It's just so annoying, dude.
I believe it.
Especially after that happened, I was like, oh nah. I was like, I might not ever get this platinum. And it's gonna make me super mad if I don't. But I still don't have the drive to go back and try it again.
I mean, fuck Call of Duty the last few years. That's all I'm gonna say.
I mean, it's understandable why you would say that. I mean, personally, I still played them, but that's just because I'm like a hardcore Call of Duty fanboy. Although I will admit when they make mistakes, like Infinite Warfare, that shit was trash, straight trash. Don't know why I'm still trying to platinum it, but it was trash.
It's gonna bug you if you don't.
Exactly, just like with every other game I play. Except there's some that I won't even give the light of day to, for the most part. But Advanced Warfare, that was trash. Black Ops 3, I mean, it was what I would call the best of the worst, if that makes any sense. Because all the advanced movement games, they were trash. With these jetpacks, I'm not a fan. But I definitely played Black Ops 3. Probably just because of the hours that I put... Well, no, there's no way. I was going to say just because of the hours that I put into the campaign, it might be the Call of Duty I've played the most ever. But there's no way.
Honestly, out of the last how many games, I think the air quote best of the worst was Ghosts.
Well, I'm just talking about the games with the jetpacks.
Oh. Fuck that future stuff.
Yeah, I know. But, I mean, Black Ops 3 I really can't hate on too much other than the campaign because, I mean, I've put like an unhealthy amount of time into zombies and multiplayer. Because I'm both Prestige Master level 100 and something in zombies and Prestige Master 100 and something in multiplayer.
You know, I saw footage of what like Moon and all the other maps look like now on like Black Ops 3. I can't fucking stand it. They ruined it.
What makes you say that?
Like the way it looks, like the setup and everything, I don't like it. It looks so shitty.
I mean, some of the maps I could see where you're getting at with that, but I don't know. Some of them look nice, and some of them don't really. I honestly haven't ever even launched Shangri-La, and I've had the DLC for like what 4 months now.
Folks, when I got Black Ops 3, I got the special one because I really wanted Derace. I mainly play for the campaign. I hated that campaign so much, like it pissed me off so much because of how shitty it was. As soon as I finished, I never touched the game afterwards other than trade it in, and I never even played Derace. Only one time was that map played on my PS4, and that's because Josh played it.
Yep.
Like, that game pissed me off so much because of how bad it was that I didn't even play my favorite zombie map. I didn't even do it. Which I'm kind of glad because, like I said, the way like they have like everything displayed and how it's all set up, I hate it. Like, they just ruined it.
I don't know. Black Ops 3 is just kind of whatever. I'm just glad that Call of Duty is going back to its roots with World War II. World War II is going to be fucking awesome.
Took them long enough.
You're not wrong. But, yeah, I mean, other than that, there's so many games that, like, I want to go back and platinum. I just can't find the time right now, and I don't know if I ever will, but I've kind of, like, fallen off the trophy thing a little bit, because there's a period of, like, 6 months where I'll just go and I'll just be like, okay, I gotta do this for the platinum, and I'll just, like, platinum, like, a bunch of games, like, right in a row.
Yeah.
And then there's other times, like right now, like usually that period of like 3 to 6 months is kind of like in the spring, summer, like when not much is coming out. And then once it comes like time for Call of Duty, it's over. It's over. I just play Call of Duty for like 100 million hours, and then by the time I get bored of Call of Duty, and I'm like, yo, I got games to platinum. That's essentially what happens, really. I mean, Call of Duty consumes so much of my life, even if the game's bad. Like, I just don't even understand like how I let it draw me in even when it's bad. Like, even on Infinite Warfare, which I preach that I hate so much, there's a gameplay of it on my channel.
Yep.
I've gotten to like 5th prestige in the game. I'm trying to platinum it for some ungod known reason.
It's like that situation where the game just keeps pissing you off, and you know you're better off just turning it off, but you just keep playing it.
Yeah. And I use some very colorful language to express my hatred for the game, but I usually will continue to play for like a couple more hours. But yeah, trophies.
Trophies are life.
Trophies are life. I got a lot of platinums that I want to make happen. Don't know if or when it'll happen, but I got a nice backlog that I can go back and
How many
figure out.
platinums? How many platinums do you have?
Total, I'm not entirely 100% sure. Can I even see like the straight up number on the app?
Yeah, if you go back to then on your profile.
34 platinums.
I mean, you're almost there where I'm at. Almost.
How many do you have? Like 70 something? 76?
Injustice 2 recently was my 80th platinum.
Nice. Now, I'm going to throw out just how obsessed I've become with trophies, and I think this will be a nice end cap for the
Here we go.
conversation. On my original profile that I made, even on my PSP, which is a straight throwback to like 2005.
I think you were talking about this on the one video you had with the Tony Hawk footage.
Maybe.
I think it was.
But
Well, you gotta refresh our memories with this.
what happened was, on my PSP, was like, yo, got these cool names for my PSN. Type them in, they're all taken. This happens like 6-7 times in a row. I'm like, damn, why are all the cool names taken? I'm pissed. So I'm like, is this just a glitch? So I just put in a bunch of random letters and numbers. It was like, okay, this name's available. And I'm like, okay, whatever. I just wanted to play my PSP, you know?
Of course.
And so, not realizing that I couldn't change my name, I'm like, cool, I'll just fix it later. Spoiler alert. It's now 12 years later, and we still can't fix it. But that profile is long gone now. But what I'm trying to get at here is that I used to not give a shit about trophies, like I was saying. And I had that account for roughly like 5... I mean, well, in terms of years that you were able to earn trophies, I should say. I got my PS3 in 2009. So I'm going to say I had that account for a good 5 years before I made Hex Phenom. And what happened was, in that 5 years, I had amassed barely any trophies. Because not only was I poor, so I didn't have games to play, like games to buy to earn trophies, but I didn't care about earning trophies in the games that I had. And I thought it was funny because I think it was even within a year of starting my Hex Phenom account, since I had platinum, because that 2014 was when I started my Hex Phenom account. It was also when that year that I platinum 9 games in the calendar year. I had already amassed a higher trophy level than that account. And I think only just a short time after, I had already had more trophies, like in sheer number, than that account had trophies. If I remember correctly, that account has less than 1,000 trophies. And right now I'm sitting at, I believe, almost 3,000, 2,937 trophies in roughly 4 years. So that's not even 4 years actually yet. I just think that shows how I matured into the trophies.
They're addicting.
I let them shape me. I let them shape the man that I am today.
They shaped you into a trophy.
Exactly. I am now trophy shaped. Tyler, do you have any last words about trophies before we end this here podcast?
I love them.
Me too.
We all do.
So Tyler,
Yes.
Anything else you wanna say before we end it here?
You guys are awesome. There.
Well, what you said is very true.
Of course.
And before I do my outro, what I'm gonna do is tell you guys that if you guys have any suggestions or anything like that for our WWE Universe series, what we are tentatively calling for right now, not sure if it's the final title, but SmackDown vs. Raw 2K18. If you guys have any suggestions for it or questions or anything like that, leave them down in the comments below. And if you aren't aware of what we're doing, then you could check out last week's show.
Please do it.
And be informed
Of course.
about what's going on.
And one thing, I know we were talking about it before we started this podcast here. There's another game that we've been wanting to do for a year and a half, and I think it should almost be time that we start that. Something that we could also make a series of on here.
Yes, and that game is Resident Evil 6, specifically the PlayStation 4 version of the game. And Tyler is a huge fan of the Resident Evil games. Me, not so much. I honestly, the only one I actually ever played was 5, to be honest with you. I'll be completely straightforward.
Fuck Resident Evil 7, though.
I can't say, because like I said, I haven't played it, but
That was not Resident Evil. That was just like a longer version of Outlast.
that's essentially what I've heard about it. But, so, whenever we get this started up, hopefully, we'll be doing an online Let's Play with me and Tyler.
Because I freaking loved Resident Evil 6. I loved it so much.
And essentially what we're going to do is pretty much just go for the platinum together with it.
We're going to do it.
And so hopefully we'll get that started up soon. WWE will be starting up soon as well, once the game comes out. And we're getting close, Tyler.
I think we're right at the end.
We're about 20 days away from the game coming out.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the podcast.
Oh, well, both.
Oh, yeah.
In about 20 days, we'll have WWE. And in about...
It's 20 days.
In about 20 minutes... not 20 minutes.
20 minutes.
In about 2 minutes, we'll have the end of the podcast.
Yeah, less than 3 weeks. So, yeah.
I really need to get into GameStop. Pre-order the game.
Yes, you do.
Guys, this has been Son of a Glitch. Thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to pack a punch that like button. Be sure to subscribe. Have a phenomenal day. Guys, Phenom, out. Peace out.